They say in hockey the name seems like a hockey name. And this is one person that his name could not anything be but a respected NHL skater. We're going to talk about the very popular and the very genial Parker MacDonald. Now, Parker MacDonald is very special in the minds of Nova Scotia people because born in Sydney, he was probably at one point the most popular hockey player to ever come from there, and his exploits are talked about as anecdotes for in many circles ever since his career started with the Sydney Millionaires back in the day. Now, he eventually found his way as a 5'11", 185-pound left winger with the Toronto Marlies of the OHA. Now, because he was a Toronto Maple Leaf prospect, he had a lot of scouts looking at him, scouts for the Leafs and scouts for other teams, and he really started to draw a lot of recognition. He was a natural goal scorer, but management for the Leafs felt he needed time to blossom. He eventually made his NHL debut in '52, playing one game for the Maple Leafs. Now, because the management liked what he saw, they eventually promoted MacDonald to the AHL the following season for seasons. Now, MacDonald played for the Pittsburgh Hornets for a short while until he finally earned full-time status with the Leafs in '54. Now, after that season, the New York Rangers decided to take MacDonald from the Leafs in intra-league draft. How to work back in the day, you can only protect so many players. Now, but with the Rangers, it was an up-and-down career with them, where he would be with the Rangers for a while and be sent back down to the AHL. Now, when New York finally gave up MacDonald, he sought out a doctor who examined his chronically sore shoulder and was surprised to find that a chunk of metal was still embedded in it, the result of a broken drill left in him from a previous operation. No wonder you couldn't play. You got a piece of metal in your shoulder. Now, following the news, the Red Wings decided to take a chance and grab MacDonald in the 1960 intra-league draft. That season, he found his stride and reached his full potential, playing a center on a line with Gordie Howe and Alex Delvecchio of the famed production line era. He had a career year, the '63 season, when he scored 33 goals, with 8 of those being named game-winning goals. Now, MacDonald would remain with the Wings until May 31st, '65, when he was traded to the Bruins along with Albert Langlois, Ron Harris, and Bob Dillabeau for Ab MacDonald. Not sure there's any relation because it's an MC MacDonald, Ab. Bob McCord and Ken Stevenson only be traded back for Prick Martin after just half a season. Now, during the '67 expansion draft, MacDonald was chosen by the Stars, 18 overall. He would contribute 62 points, including 9 in the playoffs, to the Stars in these 2 seasons with the squad. He retired in '69 with 323 career NHL points and 676 games played. Now, after his great playing career, he went over to coaching. He became a player coach for the Ottawa Stars of the CHL and led them to a 35-26-11 record, losing in the finals. He then moved on to coaching full-time with the New Haven Nighthawks for a year and returned to his former team in the NHL, Minnesota, as head coach in '74, where he performed well with the Stars, but decided to return to coach the Nighthawks as the pressure was too great. He would then coach the Nighthawks for the next 5 seasons, always with a winning record but always losing in the playoffs, including defeats in the finals twice. He then received the Louis A.R. Pierre Memorial Award for the NHL's best coach after the '79 season. He then decided to give the NHL one more shot as he accepted an AC coaching position with the Kings in 1980, following with the head coach position for the '82 season. He eventually put a record with LA of 13-24-5 and resigned midway through the season. Now, the Cape Breton Sports Hall of Fame member continues to motivate a lot of people, although he passed away in 2017. His legend and respect lives on in many facets in the Maritimes. And one of my media colleagues said many years ago, he said, in the modern NHL, Parker would not be as shuffled around as he was, because the thing is, the NHL at the time, sometimes they They would decide a player could be sent to the minors if need be, could play the NHL if need be. By the way, NHL playoff totals, very good numbers actually. 28 points in 75 games, going 14 goals. But that first season with the Stars, when he put up 42 points that season. But for a lot of people, again, that back-to-back seasons in 63-64, where he scored 54 points and added 54 goals and added 11 points in the playoffs in 25 games, was very, very decent numbers. And I think if we would have kept in the 66 Cup run for Detroit, would have been a lot better, because he got rid of him and he had him for the second half of the season. But the thing with Parker's game, he needed momentum of his fellow players. He was a motivator in the dressing room on the bench. And, Toronto, I don't think Toronto gave him enough of a chance, because his numbers with the Pittsburgh Hornets were through the roof. Like one season, he had 35 goals in 58 games. So that's just my personal opinion. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening, giving me a like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate you dropping in and hearing some vintage sports file columns on some of the forgotten and beloved players, like the regional heroes of the NHL. Have a good day. Bye.